Hi, how you doing? So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to recreate the Sx70 Polaroid. It's a beautiful Polaroid that gives you such a distinctive vintage look, and I absolutely love it. So I've done my best to try and recreate that look, and you can see here this is what I've come up with on the right hand side. So let me reset this and I'll walk you through the steps to get that result. Okay, so I'm going to bring the exposure down just a little bit alongside the contrast as well. So I'm just going to bring that down to around -15. And then I'm going to just drop the shadows down ever so slightly to around F16, around there. And then I'm going to completely take the whites out. And that's what gives us this kind of starting process of this Polaroid look there. I'm going to drop the clarity just a little bit to around -30, and that's going to give us a softer look to our image, and it's going to help us recreate that look. Same with the vibrance and saturation. I'm just going to drop these ever so slightly because the Polaroid doesn't really have that much color within it. It's not very bright, so I'm just going to bring these down to around -14, 12, around that area there. And depending on your image, you'll have to just tweak that yourself and see what works best. So a lot of the effect is going to be done with the colors, and the tone curve is going to be one of the main points in which we're going to adjust. So I am going to create some points here, and the first thing I'm going to do is come to the top and I'm going to pull the whites in. So I'm just going to bring them in to around there, and then I'm going to come to the next section here and just move these across ever so slightly too. And then in the middle, I'm just going to push that up ever so slightly. There we go. And I'm going to add another point around here and another point here, just so we can isolate that area there and lock it in. Then I'm going to bring another point down. I'm going to start gradually pulling that down there. There we go. And then I'm going to click at the bottom here and just pull this slightly down, and then I'm going to pull the blacks up. So I'm going to matte the blacks as well. So we've matted the blacks and we've matted the whites, and what I'm going to do now is just try and get these to be as smooth as possible. So I'm just going to push this up a little bit. Now this is a little bit of a tricky part. There we go. So you can see we've got a nicer transition through all of that. So I'm going to move on to the reds, and again I'm going to make initially 3 points, and I'm going to bring the first point down here. I'm just going to drop that ever so slightly, and I'm going to, with the middle point, I'm actually going to bring that in so it is hitting the middle crosshair there. And then I'm going to bring up the top section here, which is the targeting the whites. I'm just going to bring that in slightly to around there. And again, just being very aware of how smooth the curve is. I'm going to right click, copy that, and I'm going to paste that onto the green channel. So there we go. And then the blue and yellow channel, I'm going to do a little bit more manipulation with this. So again, I'm going to start with the initial 3 points, add one more there. I'm going to matte the whites off in this quite a bit to about there. Keep these middle points where they were, and I'm going to just bring this down ever so slightly. I'm going to actually end up matting off the blacks a little bit as well, so let's just push them up and let's just pull that down there. There we go, and just straighten that up a little bit. So around there, I think that's pretty good. So that's given us a really good basis to work from. If you look at the before and after of that, you can see what that has done. That color, it's added that yellow kind of hue to the shot, which is looking really, really good. Okay, so let's get on to the HSL panel now. And there's not a lot we're going to be doing in this. There's a few bits, but not major amounts. So let's go to the orange, just bump that up a little bit. Let's bring this yellow down. So I'm bringing this yellow down on the hue just because I want it to be more in that orange sort of spectrum area. So around -30 is pretty good. I'm going to bump this green up to about there, so it's plus 70, plus 71, so it's pushing it into the aqua range. Just pull this purple down to about minus 10, and then the magenta, let's just push that up to 100%. You can see what that's doing there. It's making it more into that red spectrum. Okay, so within the red, let's drop this down to minus 20. There we go. Orange, let's bring that down to minus 40. Yellow, let's bring that down to about minus 20, 21. That's good. And then let's, the aqua, I don't think there's that much aqua in here. There's a little bit, I suppose. Yeah, we could bring that down. So yeah, I will bring that down. I did in the original one that I showed at the beginning, but I was a bit dubious whether or not I should. But yeah, I think that works well. And then purple, let's just bring that down to minus 63, 64, around that mark there. That's good. So coming on to the luminous, so the brightness, plus 2 for the red. Yellows, just drop that a little bit to about minus 3, minus 4. Let's just bump this aqua back up then to 26, 27, around there. Let's just drop the blue. There's good. Purple, let's just drop that down to about minus 9, something like that. And then magenta, we'll just push that up ever so slightly. So if we look now at what we've just done there, you can see we've taken the saturation out of that picture and kind of flattened it a little bit, which is what we want, because now we can color grade it and basically reproduce the colors that we want. So let's start with the shadows, and I'm going to look at a hue of around 300, something like that. I think originally I used a hue around about 298, I think it was 297. Yeah, about there. So it's this purple kind of tone, and then the saturation, I'm going to bring that down to about 2. So it's a ever so slight, just a nod of color in there. Okay, in them shadows. I'm going to push the blending. That's going to go all the way up to 100%. Okay, so let's go into the highlights now, and let's select a hue. And I think on the original I done around 55. 56, yeah, about 57, 58, around that mark. So it's this yellow area, and I'm going to have a little bit more saturation in this, so up to about 25. There we go, that looks pretty good. And the luminance, I'm just going to bring that up, so the brightness of that, I'm going to bring that up to around 25 as well. There we go. So if we look at that, you can see what we've done with that color grading. We've added that yellow, and within the highlights and then in the shadows, you just added this little bit of purple. We can maybe go push that up to 4 if you wanted to. It really depends on your picture, but there we go. That's looking pretty good. That's starting to get there now. I think the next thing that we'd want to do then is just add some grain to this, because if you've ever used an Sx70, you'll know, and the Polaroid, you have fairly large amounts of grain. It's mainly to do with the paper, I would say. So let's push that up to about 10. Let's keep the size down to 20, and let's push the roughness up to about there, 79. I think that's pretty good, and that gives us enough grain just to bind all these colors together and to make it look a little bit more authentic. So that's how you do it. That is the process. So the main process really is just getting this tone curve correct and desaturating a lot of colors, and then just choosing the correct colors in there. So if we look at the Y, press the Y key, we can look at, there's the before and after, and that is actually really close to the Sx70 Polaroid. That really is. It's got that lovely warm yellow tinge to it, and it looks really good. So if I just turn off these step by step, you'll be able to see exactly what was done on each step. So we made the adjustments there in the basic panel, and then we created the tone curve, then we adjusted the hue, saturation and the luminance, and then we color graded it and then just added some grain in there. So I hope you like that. I hope that's given you some inspiration. I'd love to see your images. Let me know how you get on, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.